Sometimes when your hobby and your work are the same things, like me, my work, cars, my hobby, cars, it can be a bit conflicting. But not in the case of this family who own a car collection behind this old depot door. You see, by day, they're car dealers. By night, they're car hoarders. And the cars that they collect are lovely. We're in North Wales, you can probably tell, because that's bilingual. I'm Jonny Smith. This is a car cave edition of the Late Break Show. So Nathan, this is yours and your dad's and your brother's den of cars.
Yeah, two brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your dad, Ian, he's the sort of Ford pervert, right?
Yeah, he's the Cortina man.
So you guys run a dealer, your family car dealership, is that right?
Yeah, family car dealership. Like, we've been going now 18 years.
Yeah.
So I say, my dad's had Cortina as long as I can remember. I think the first one he's had is got to be 30 years.
Really?
It's not in here today, but I'll obviously post some pictures of it.
Yeah.
That's a Mk1 4-door.
Yeah.
So he's had that as long as I can ever remember. A lot of these, really, he's had for many years, apart from the most recent, which we'll go through.
And so you grew up around a car dealing dad?
Yeah, always. Mainly, my dad obviously never worked for himself till later on, but he's always been tinkering in the garage. We had like a old concrete double garage.
Yeah.
And that was always where he'd be on his back changing a gearbox after work type of thing. So I've always been around the cars.
Yeah.
I say filtered. That's where it got into me as such. And obviously my dad was into classic cars more than new cars.
Yeah,
so then
I can relate.
Inherited, you follow the footsteps, don't you?
Yeah.
But I didn't want a Cortina. I wanted the Escorts, and so that's where you'll see that through the collection.
I think the first car we should talk about is the one that we're stood by, because no, it's not a Sierra Cosworth. It's not, a high-ranking performance model, but what it is, and this blows my mind, is a delivery mileage car. That little slip of paper on the dashboard there, this has done 155 miles from new. So it's never really been used.
No,
it's still got the plastic on the seats.
Yeah. Yeah,
it
skipped the PDI stage because a lot of people say about that it'd never have the seat cover on it.
Yeah.
But because it was obviously a supplying dealer, they didn't actually go through any valeting or PDI change. So they went straight from the Wrexham dealer, straight to Llangollen dealer, and that's why it's skipped. And that's why it's like it is as such. Crazy.
And the only miles were it was driven from Wrexham to Llangollen.
As far as we know, I'm not too sure how many miles they would have come out with.
I mean, it's basically a museum piece, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a reference point for anyone that's into Sierras. So just to remind you, this is a 1992 model year Sierra. That was right at the end of the production of Sierras. Sierras were old by that point. Mondeo had come out.
Yeah.
Mondeo was the new replacement. But this obviously never got sold.
Yeah, so obviously it went to the Llangollen dealer for himself, personal, but he actually tried selling the vehicle. And I've never thought of it, but what you're saying there, maybe that's the reason it didn't sell. He put it up for quite a pretty penny, I imagine, because it didn't sell. And apparently it was a long-standing joke with the people in the Ford dealership that it didn't. So this car's still here.
No one will ever buy it.
No, but I've never thought of it like that. But maybe it was the fact that the Mondeo come, the new best thing, this was too expensive. And then by the point of it clicking, obviously time to, well, hang on a minute, this might be worth something here.
Yeah.
And that's where that's where it went. And it was a cigarette store for the fuel station.
Really?
Because apparently that was getting broken into. So they used to store the cigarettes in the boot. And if you try and operate the boot off the floor puller, it won't work.
Oh, it's been disconnected?
Disconnected. So little things like that.
So those dealership stickers are in the back window, and this is actually the sheet, the sales sheet. So so £13,017.35.
I imagine that would have been a dealer discount as well, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You'd have thought.
I bet. A 2000 GLS Yeah, in Tasman blue metallic. I mean, I love it. I've seen a few cars in this kind of time warp, unrestored condition. Presumably, when you take it to a show, you've trailered it.
Yeah.
Because
you can't go any.
I mean, have you driven it at all?
It has been driven, yeah. My dad drove it only locally because he just wanted to feel. He just wanted to feel what it was like.
Yeah, yeah.
Apart from some flat tyres, it exceeded expectations.
It's a proper trip back to my childhood because, like so many of my friends, had mums and dads with Sierras. And the late Sierras, I think, were really handsome with the body colour bumpers and everything like that, and the red strip. It looks great. Wow, what a thing! What a bizarre time capsule. What are you going to do with it?
I don't really know yet. I'd say it's just show it and enjoy it. I'd say we haven't had it that long. We've done a few shows locally. It's been to like Classic Ford and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'd say it'd be more shows like that. Enjoy it. I'd say store it, and it's not really a lot you can do. I'd say we've got driving cars.
You've got a lot of drivable cars.
I'd say everything here is a driver apart from this one. They've
Right.
all done miles with us.
So don't think that all these other cars are delivery mileage, unused cars, because they're not. All right, let's talk about the Skyline next, because it's just tucked in the corner. A beautiful gloss black Skyline. Well, I know for a fact that my son, Wesson, will be watching this going, oh my gosh, it's a Skyline. It's an R34. I do like them. I'm old enough to have driven them when they were new. So is this one yours?
It's my brother's, this one.
This is your brother's?
Yeah.
GTST,
Yeah.
not a GTR, but still such a good looking thing, right?
Yeah, iconic, aren't they? Definitely.
Really good. So has he always wanted one?
Yeah, he's had the older shape, the 33.
Yeah.
And then he sold that due to just running costs and stuff like that at the time.
Yeah.
And then this come up for sale very locally, and it was like, couldn't believe it was on the doorstep.
Yeah.
So he sold his new BMW, which was like 2018
Really?
at the time, and bought this.
Because you said before we started filming, the reason why it's sort of still a bit wet is he's been using it. He uses it every day.
Yeah, it's daily drive, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's what it's meant for, isn't it?
It is. It really is. And it looks surprisingly stock.
Yeah, very stock. I'd say
For
it's
a
on
Skyline.
the standard wheels. It's only got a modified exhaust, that's it.
Really? So is this a keeper, do you think?
Yeah, I don't think he'll sell it. I think you can't really, you won't be able to buy another.
They're harder and
Yeah,
harder
they're just
to
getting
find.
really hard, and the values of them now they're just soaring, aren't they?
I mean, it's these and Mark IV Supras is still blowing my mind
Yeah.
of what they're doing price-wise. It's funny, isn't it? All of these iconic cars, like it reminds me of Subaru Impreza, classic shape Impreza. The dash and all of this interior cabin is nothing to shout home about. It's all about the drivetrain.
Yeah.
The way it drives.
Yeah.
But no, such a cool car. Such a cool car. Very different car to the little classic shape Mini, a late Mini by the look of it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that almost every car cave I've ever filmed so far on this show has had a classic Mini in it. I know it is one of those cars.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's not a car cave without a Mini, is it?
So this looks amazing. Has this been restored?
Yeah, it's been restored, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really nice. Low mileage as well, I think.
What are we looking? Old analog clocks. Yeah, 45,000.
Yeah.
That's pretty low.
Yeah, pretty low for an old car, really.
Yeah. So is this your dad? Is this your
This
dad's
is actually
thing?
my youngest brother's, but it was my dad, and then he's passed it on to my younger brother.
Okay, nice, nice. Did you buy this restored?
Yeah, bought it as it was. I say
Yeah.
it was locally sourced, and the guy was going on a trip around the world. So I say he sold this to us, and then say we kept it, and then my dad gave it to my brother when he was a bit older.
Yeah. Is this your same brother that has the Skyline?
No, this is the youngest.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's three of us.
So, and you're all in the car trade?
Not this one.
Not this
No,
one?
not this one.
Okay, but you are?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm a
And this
mechanic.
brother is?
Yeah, he's car salesman, mechanic.
Right, okay.
And then Alex has gone the complete other way in Ive Williams trailers.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so welder. So,
Local business.
yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, like Do you like working on older cars, or do you mostly work on newer cars?
Yeah, I work. Well, my day-to-day is on new cars.
Yeah.
I say this is more of a treat, really. Quite like tinkering with them. They're just so simplistic.
Yeah.
This one isn't a bit. I'll say the engine in there is. It's all round with all its electrical gubbins.
It's full, isn't it?
Yeah, but the likes of like the Escort and that, it's just, they're quite back to basics.
Yeah, yeah.
Rewarding as such, whereas the new stuff feels a bit monotonous.
I don't envy you working on newer cars.
No, no.
It is a totally different score, isn't it?
Yeah, completely.
Well, talking of analog, this might be my favourite one in the room. I haven't decided. I had a quick nose around it before we started filming. This thing, under the bonnet of this, you've got to see it. It's just so nice. So I've just noticed in the back window the retro Ford sticker. Mm. If you've watched the Late Break Show before, we filmed one of the builds that Retro Ford did. Retro Dave is his name. He has a Lada sleeper with a Duratec Ford engine in it, and this has got a Duratec engine, right?
Yeah.
So this is a bit of a resto mod. And what a cool resto mod it is as well.
Yeah.
So what's the score with this car then?
So I'd say it's 2 litre Duratec in it. It was a 1300E originally.
Yeah.
I'd say it's got obviously all the uprated axle and suspension, and it drives unreal.
I bet it drives unreal, because the thing is you can't have a car parked like this in the shed and never use it.
No, it's definitely used. I'd say we used it quite a lot. I'd say literally, I think it was 2 weekends ago, we did a 4-hour drive in it. It's great on juice as well.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really good.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, 5-speed gearbox.
Yeah.
It'll sit like 70 quite easily, and a bit further if you want to go a bit further.
I'm sure. I'm really digging because I do like a vinyl roof. I'm really digging the vinyl roof, but the full length Webasto peel back as well. It just fits in there. And we've got to show we've got to show the engine of this, because the engine bay is so aesthetically pleasing. Look at that. Goodness me. It's so simple and clean.
Yeah, everything's hidden. I'd say all the ECU's hidden under the dashboard.
Yeah.
So it just leads to a nice engine bay.
So this was built by Retro Ford, was it, or?
No, so it was built by Chris Penny. His name was quite big in the Ford scene.
Yeah.
I say he built it, he did everything on it. I say he done an amazing job. I'm told that a lot of Retro Fords, like first bits, were on this engine at the time.
Yeah. I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? I've seemed to have inadvertently covered a lot of Escorts on the Late Break Show, and I'm not bored of them. Not bored of them at all. Whether they're brand new MST ones, which they're not far down the road here, or whether they're resto mod ones like this, I'm not bored of them yet. Fantastic. Looks really nice in silver. We don't see many of these. We don't see many Cortinas, not late Cortinas, and this is really late, isn't it?
Yeah.
I could tell from the alloy wheels and the wooden door tops that we're in Ghia territory, aren't we?
Yeah, we're in Ghia territory.
We're in Cortina Mk5 territory. So this was the end of the line for the Cortina. But what makes this special, right, is the fact this is a V6.
Yeah, 2.3.
Okay, so what's the story of this? Because this has been in your family for a little while.
Yeah, 15, 16 years, I think. I'd say it was just the car my dad always wanted. I remember it on the drive, it was rotten. And I remember him restoring it when I was young. I can always remember the welder just going away at it. So I'd say it was always that boyhood car he obviously wanted, and then bought it.
Yeah.
Restored it, and I say it's been used sparsely.
And it was really rotten?
Yeah, really rotten, yeah. I think the boot floor had gone. I remember all the scuttle here under the heater box was non-existent. I think the heater box is this side, I think so.
Yeah.
That was non-existent, I remember that. I always remember that as a kid.
Sunroof.
And the sunroof.
That was rotten?
Yeah, that flew off with me granddad and him in the car.
It flew off?
Yeah.
Well, these were worthless for years. Like, this sort of, you know, going into the 90s, like a Cortina was pretty worthless. You know, they were true bangers. So to be in a room with two late Cortinas is pretty cool. And this is totally standard. Obviously, your dad's gone to town restoring it.
Yeah, it was restored some years ago.
I've just realised it's a manual.
Yeah, manual
as well. So this is special in the world of late Cortinas.
Yeah.
Very different beast next door.
Yeah,
very different beast to a wind down window V6 Cortina. Handsome looking thing, you know.
Yeah, very nice.
I've seen a few of these lately. In fact, we did a barn find 318 IS.
Yeah.
And the comments just kept streaming in. They're just one of those models, aren't they? So well proportioned. This is not an M3, is it?
No, it's 325 Sport.
Sport. I saw the number plate. Looking good. So tell me about the story of this car then, because it looks really, really nicely done.
Yeah, it was well kept. So it was an elderly gentleman who owned it.
Yeah.
But it's not standard completely. It looks it on the offset, but it's got all operated Bilstein shocks, light and flywheel, manifold. Really? Scorpion exhaust.
Really?
Yeah. I say we can have a look. It literally, it's crazy. But I say he's had it, I think 20 odd years.
Yeah.
He had it resprayed in BMW.
What, at a dealer?
Yeah, at a dealer.
So
that's why it's so nice.
Wow, so he had it repainted at a dealer.
Yeah.
It
was
does
very
look
particular about it. Didn't use it as in like a dirty day. It'd be summer only car. So it was a BMW specialist who we got mates with, and that's why we ended up knowing about it, because we used the BMW specialist for work.
Oh, okay.
So we learned that he had the vehicle, but he knew him from like long-term friendship when he was actually at the main dealers, if you understand that.
Yes.
So he pulled the old owner from the main dealers to him when he set up on his own.
Yeah.
And then looked after it ever since, and that's how we got hold of it.
Right.
But I say you look at it, you can see it's been well cared for. There's no wear in the seats.
No, there isn't.
Say there's no rust on it.
No.
It's literally immaculate, and then obviously tastefully modified.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that was bloody hell. That.
Let's say you can see there's the manifold there.
Oh yeah.
Now discontinued. It was a rare manifold because actually my cousin's building the E30 and he was looking out the manifold. They were like £3,500 to buy.
What?
Yeah, now they are because of manufacturing costs.
Yeah.
So I imagine it would have been a pretty penny when he installed it, but yeah, but it sounds awesome.
Okay, so is this yours, your dad's?
Yeah, this is my dad's.
This is your dad's, is it?
My dad's, but a bit of my taste going into him.
Yeah.
I say we know he's a Cortina man at heart.
A very different car, like I said before.
Yeah,
but
I just thought it's going to be like, I'd have thought it'd been the up and coming with what BM are doing now.
100%.
They're getting bigger.
I think what it is people are realising that BMW used to make really handsome, simple, well-proportioned cars.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the score with the Bentley?
That's a friend.
It's not yours?
No, not ours, that one.
Okay, so we won't talk about that.
No, we can't. I don't know anything about that one, unfortunately.
Don't you? I know that it's bloody massive and heavy.
massive and dusty.
This Mark II,
Yeah.
when you open the garage door and I looked at it, I went, bloody hell, that's so straight.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's so nice. This is yours?
Yeah, this is my one.
Okay.
Yeah, 76.
But this is immaculate.
Yeah, it's really
Seriously,
nice.
Nathan, this is immaculate. So did you buy it restored?
I bought it, as I say, like this. It was restored, but I've done a hell of a lot to it. I've the engine out of it. The axle's been off it. I say there isn't anything I haven't done really to it.
And this is a real 1300 Sport?
Yeah, that's quite rare.
Standard?
Yeah, standard, completely standard, nothing.
There's a story about the cleanliness of this car, right?
Yeah.
That you said you wanted to talk about. Tell me about it, because it's quite funny.
So as I say, it went to Waxstock, which is a detailing show, a massive detailing show, and it was me and my dad went. He went with the Cortina, which we'll get to in a minute.
That one?
Yeah. I say I never thought that I'd win anything with this. I was told, obviously, I wouldn't really win that sort of show. So I was just polishing this alongside of my dad, as in him doing his, but we were focusing more on his car.
Yeah.
And then this ended up winning it, which was nice, and that was in 2016.
That's a hell of a show as well, because that's proper detailing perverts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's they're like under the dashboard.
Cotton buds in the inner arches and stuff.
Yeah, I was at that stage, to be fair. Yeah, I was at that stage.
Looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
With the pinstriping.
Yeah, it's cool.
It looks great. Wow. So you've owned this a long time?
Yeah, it's as long as I can. Longest car I've owned.
What do you drive every day?
An M3, but in orange as well.
In orange as well?
Yeah.
A new M3?
Yeah, a new one.
Brilliant. Well, they're both rear-wheel drive. They're both charismatic cars to drive.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go from a Mark II Escort to a Mark IV. That's a Mark IV, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've gone from rear wheel drive to front wheel drive.
Yep.
RS Turbo. So again, looks standard and looks in really good condition.
Yeah, completely standard, this one.
And did restored, unrestored?
Yeah, fully restored. It wasn't restored by us. It was restored by, it was well known in like the RS owners club.
Yeah.
And he did a full like concourse rebuild. Like you even look at the wipers there and they've got the Ford stamp on them.
Wow.
You see on this side of the wiper.
Oh yeah.
So like to every detail, you look around it and it's been done to original. All the factory PDI marks underneath in the black where the stone chip would have went.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I looked inside the inner wings. I was just looking down and I thought that looks good.
Yeah.
It does look pretty good. So he's copied.
Yeah. Yeah. He
as was.
Yeah. He built it and he never ever drove it, ever. And he said he had, because we seen him at the NEC, and he said that he had no intention on driving it. Because I said to him, well, to be honest, I'm wondering if you drove it because the steering's dead heavy and we were wondering what the problem was at the time. He's like, no, I've never ever drove it. It got trailered and that's it. Wow. But I say we've drove it quite a bit. Shouldn't really because of how nice it is underneath and how bare it is underneath as such.
Yeah.
I say it's not like a Raptor or anything like that. It's body paint.
Yeah, yeah. And how long have you had it?
12 months.
Oh, not long at all?
No, 12 months.
And how did you find it? Did you buy it
through
at
an
auction?
Yeah, another auction.
What are these worth now? Can I ask? I mean, you're in the trade, you should know.
I don't know, I'd like to think it's got to be 30.
Yeah,
I'd like to think, but...
They're almost at the level of these, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, as I say, it seems to be like the likes of your Mk1 Lotus Cortinas and stuff like that, where they were 90 grand, they've now dropped.
Yeah.
But now it's like the 90s stuff taking, well, 80s, 90s taking over, and they're pushing through the fast Fords.
Yeah, 60s and 70s cars are dipping a bit. 80s and 90s are definitely swelling up.
Yeah.
So this is your car?
It's my dad's car, but yeah, dad's car, but I don't think he's ever drove it.
Really?
Yeah, once maybe.
It's funny, isn't it? Like, these were everywhere. They were nicked.
Yeah.
They were joy-ridden. They were burnt out.
Yeah, you hear some stories. That's what people tend to see.
Yeah.
The stories are, that's what I say, it's quite funny about the car when you hear like when you sat behind it and you hear little snippets of people's past with these cars. It's quite funny to hear.
Yeah. But that's the thing, it's the power of that nostalgia.
Yeah.
Which is why they're suddenly 30 grand plus. Let's go Mark II. This is the first Mark II Cortina in the room that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Tell me about this one, because it looks really, I mean, your cars are all well presented, I know, but is this restored?
No, unrestored, completely. It's completely original.
Is it?
Yeah. I say it might have had a little bit of paintwork and it's like, I can't really see it. But I say it is completely original. Same family.
Really? UK car?
Yeah, UK car.
Wow.
So say, I think it's 2 owners and it's all in the same family.
I've noticed some great stickers in it. Some of the old faded stickers.
Yeah. I'd say, so this is a GT. It would have the GT wheels on it, but they're on the other one, which we'll see, because we're awaiting Rostyles.
Oh, are you? Okay. Okay, so these are temporary wheels.
Temporary wheels, just so we could put the better wheels on the E for the video.
Yeah, I can see, like you say, there's a little bit of paint flaking and there's a few marks that have been touched in, but I mean, like, this is how you want to buy a car. If this is unrestored...
Yeah, it was in an auction as well. Same auction, and it was just... couldn't believe it, really. Just looked at it, and it wasn't like, I'd say we've buffed it to a degree. Yeah. But it just looked dead straight. It was all faded.
Yeah.
But mechanically, it had all been renewed for the auction.
Yeah.
And there has been some additional 80s touches, as you can see in there.
Yeah, there's
battery voltage thing here. And
yeah. And how does it drive?
Really nice, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, really nice. Yeah, it doesn't knock, bang. It's just, I say mechanically, it's been so well maintained.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think it's quite nice. It's got a bit of a charm about it because it's a bit rough around the edges.
Wow. I mean, seriously, brown vinyl roof, brown vinyl covered sunroof, wind deflector, which I know that one's quite well accessorised, that Corti over there, but this is...
Gentleman spec.
Oh, the diamond cut alloys.
Yeah.
So this is as like as high end as a Cortina got of this generation,
the Ghia
right?
S.
Ghia S.
Ghia S, yeah.
So that's the
Sports
V6.
pack.
This is a Pinto. Is that right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
2 litre Pinto.
Both manual as well.
Both manual. I say this got the sports pack on it.
Yeah.
I think that consists of headrests, the spotlights on the front. Yeah.
Headlight covers, headlight washers. Remember, this was, what is it, V-Reg, 1980?
Yes.
It's got to be a 1980, so this again is right at the end of the line of Cortinas.
Yeah, it's got nice spec. It's got the fuel economy meter, factory fitted cruise control.
It's got cruise.
Yeah, cruise control.
I didn't even know you could get cruise control on a Cortina.
Yeah, you can see the stick.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
I say we've got like a pull cord here to alter the sump guard. It's got like an airflow, so it has a little pull cord to alter that. Just weird little gimmicky things.
Man, where did your dad find this bloody car?
Dorset.
Okay.
Private seller.
Yeah.
So as I say, it's quite a funny story between this one and this one.
Yeah.
They were quite close in time frame of buying.
Yeah.
So my dad missed out on that one in Brightwells at the time.
Yeah.
And this one come up and he like loved this, fell in love with it, bought it. But then instantly after basically buying this, like say, well not instantly, say like 12 months went by, that one come back up for sale.
Oh.
And he was like, obviously, he wasn't missing that
So
one.
did he buy this on the rebound of missing
Yeah,
out
but
on
I'm
that
pretty
one?
certain he's seen this before it went to Dorset as well. It was like another one, it went, it sold to Dorset.
Yeah.
And that guy's known in like the Cortina pages as like a bit of a buy and seller.
So how long have you had this one?
I'd say this one's got to be coming to 12 years.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say it's got to be 12 years.
And again, paint and bodywork, it just looks superb.
Yeah, it's very clean.
Absolutely superb. Let's go on to another red Mk2 Cortina. Now, before we talk a bit more about this car, which is an award-winning, beautiful restored Mk2 Cortina, you might remember a car cave I did a while ago now of a guy that just collected Mk1 and Mk2 Lotus Cortinas. That guy was clearly a Cortina guy. But this car here, I didn't realise quite how minty it was. But the closer you look at it, you realise, wow, this thing is stunning.
Yeah.
Is this another story of you bought it restored, or has this had some stuff done in your care?
Yeah, it was bought restored. I think this would be the longest one. Sorry, don't know actually that one. This would be the second longest in fleet.
Yeah.
I say it's been restored before us. I say the guy who restored it. It took him silly amount of time to do it at the time. So I think it was done it would be over like 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, well over 20 years ago, isn't it? It was
Clearly,
fully restored.
20 years ago. Clearly it was done well.
Yeah, yeah. He chopped up 3 Cortinas to make this.
What?
Yeah, three Cortinas to make this, to get all the right bits.
And this is a 1600E. That's a GT.
Yeah.
This is an E.
Yeah.
Wow.
E executive wood.
Yes, I noticed there's a lot of wood.
Yeah.
Big, real pieces of wood.
Yeah, yeah, nice. And being a Series 1, it has the top dash.
The gauge pod up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat. That's really neat.
I say it has got the wrong wheels on it. It's got the chrome, like Rostyle wheels.
Yeah.
But they've been robbed off the GT for now. Just
Right, while you're having those
recombed.
restored. Yeah. This is lovely. So is this like your dad's favourite?
Yeah, pride and joy, this one.
Is it?
Yeah. This would sleep with him if he could.
If people are watching this thinking there are other cars, can we have a look at some of the other cars that you guys have got? Because you haven't got them all in this room.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Because I know you've got a Peugeot.
Yeah, 106 GTI I'm doing currently.
Nice. On the strength of the recent barn find I did on the 106 Rally,
Yeah.
I've just realised how much of a thing people have got for 106s.
Yeah, I'd say they're the last like proper raw hot hatch, aren't they?
Yeah.
Feels like, anyway.
And not a lot of power, but not a lot of weight. So it's that whole thing that's relative. It feels really frisky. But this thing here, you've been rebuilding this whole car, have you?
Yeah, fully. Tries to go quite serious on it.
And you have gone quite serious on it. Hence why it's on the ramp.
Yeah.
So, so this is your other workshop, because so you said this car used to live up on that mezzanine floor.
Yeah.
And you got this when you were how old?
It would have been 18, I'd have said, yeah.
And you took it to pieces.
Yeah, it took it to pieces straight away, and I just thought, at the time I was on apprenticeship wages,
yeah.
and then I thought, I can't really afford to do this. So then it just got stacked away then. I say I've kept it all the side, thinking one day I'll do it, one day I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then now I've got plenty of free time on my hands, so this is what's coming.
This is, you are finally doing it.
Yeah, I'd say we were literally about 3 or 4 jobs off now, like bleed the brakes, fit the air filter, and it can have its first fire up.
Oh, brilliant. That's great. It looks gorgeous, I've got to say, Nathan, it looks gorgeous. So another Mk2 Cortina 4-door.
A bit of a theme,
Yeah.
blue on blue.
Yeah. Yeah. Restored?
Yeah, restored, yeah, my dad's done this one.
He's done it, has he?
Yeah, he's done this one.
And is this yours?
No, it's a friend of ours, but they live in Cornwall, so they just asked us to store it for them.
Wow.
After it's been restored. So say he come and had a look at it once it was done, and then it stayed here since.
Oh my gosh. I can't remember the last time I saw so many Mk2 Cortinas since coming here.
Yeah, it's like a theme, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Your dad's definitely got the disease, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's known.
Is he? Is it, the disease is known?
Yeah, because this, I say, it was a nice story behind it. It was his granddad's car, and his granddad, I think when he was ill, gave it to him.
Right.
And then he drove it round as like teenager.
Yeah.
And then parked it up, and they kept it ever since.
Wow. Can I just say, that's a serious wand of a gear stick. This is what I love about car caves. It's being let into a private world of someone that's really into a certain type of car. And in this instance, Ian, Nathan's dad, obviously loves Cortinas, but only Cortinas of a certain mark. If you've been watching this thinking, I've got a car collection that maybe this is worthy of being featured on the Late Break Show, or maybe you know someone who is, why don't you get in touch with us? There's an email address in the description. Contact us, tell me what cars you've got. And the other thing I would welcome you to do, if you haven't already, is subscribe. And the other thing is, out of all these cars here of Nathan and his dad, which one would you love to have in your garage? Let me know.